Welcome to Utopia Records' exclusive podcast series. Tonight we're very lucky to have Tom Araya from the mighty SLAYER. Tom, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Back in Australia for another sold-out tour. How does it feel?
Yes, it was awesome. 2 years later, isn't it?
2 years later.
Yeah, that's awesome. It should be every year.
And we never got to see you for many years, but all of a sudden you're here every couple of years like clockwork.
Yeah.
What changed?
I don't know. You know, you get a phone call saying, you guys want to do Australia? Sure.
And you just couldn't resist?
That's what changed. The phone's ringing now.
Because we do have the greatest metal fans in the world in Australia. I think you'll agree.
Yes, you do.
He knows his audience. Smart man.
Yeah, you do.
Now, you've got a new record coming out at the end of the month, I understand?
Yes, I found that out the other night. Yes, at the end
Wonderful.
of the Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
If you were to compare it to any other SLAYER record already out there, which one would it be sound the most like?
Wow. I don't know if I'd say it's a cross between quite a few.
And old style, newer style?
Oh, a combination of Christ. It's like a continuation of Christ. I mean, and that falls in line with Seasons and Sound.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Lyrically, what can we expect from the record this time around?
Lyrically?
Both in your vocal performance and the actual lyrics.
Oh,
themselves.
actually, vocal performance. Yeah, there's some interesting vocal performances on this record. I don't know if you've heard all the songs.
I only had a chance to hear a couple.
There's a few songs where, you'll find it interesting. I'm actually singing.
Ah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Did that stress the voice more, or did you find it an easier
No, I find it
very
natural. But it's actually really good. It's really good. To me, that's what made the record a little more exciting. Because a lot of the records like that. It's just there's a lot of new and old stuff that just kind of gels really well together. It's just really cool.
And do you have a process where you run your performance by maybe the kids or the family to see what they think?
No,
you just get in there and
it has to run by us.
And that's it.
And that's it. If they can't make it by us, it's not SLAYER.
So if the 4 members of SLAYER are happy,
it's a
game over.
Game over. It's a done deal. Yeah, we have to like it. You know, we're fans of the band ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And which of the songs did you really enjoy?
Oh, wow. A Beauty to Order, Playing with Dolls, World Painted Blood, Hate Worldwide, American.
Or 11.
Well, yeah, I kind of named some. Yeah. They were a lot of fun to do. They were, just the whole process of this record was very similar to the way it was when we were doing stuff with Rick Rubin.
And he was the executive producer on this?
Yeah. Well, he's been the executive producer for everything that we've done, and he was involved up to Seasons.
Yeah.
But then everything else, he's always been there. He's always the one with the names. Oh, here, how about this guy? Use this guy. Oh, how about that guy? You know what I mean?
So does he come in and check things out and then impart his wisdom and?
No, they send him things, and then he tells us, gives us his wisdom.
I want to turn to another topic now. There's, in recent years, the new thrash movement, as they're calling it, has come to a fore. Young kids who weren't even born when Raining Blood came out.
Yeah.
What are your feelings on these new bands and the fact that SLAYER is so often cited as a seminal influence?
Some of these bands are pretty good. They jam out really good. So I don't know. You know what I mean?
Have you had a chance to listen?
I've never looked at myself like that. I've never looked at the band that way. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody, as our band members ourselves in this band, we've never sat there like, I know I'm dumbfounded when people say things like that because it's like, all right, well, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I can understand that I inspired them to do what they do, which is play music, pick up something, and make music, which is awesome. I'm glad that that was an inspiration for me. That's awesome.
And it shows there's a longevity in thrash and a longevity in your music that perhaps your critics in the early days, you said, this heavy metal thing, it's a flash in the pan. No one will be listening to this in a year's time.
Yeah, 30 years later.
Just 30 years later, here you are in front of 5,000 people. And you could have sold this place out 3 times over if you'd wanted to. So it's got to give you pause to think, I guess.
Yeah, it does, but I don't do that until someone gives me a question where it makes me pause. You know what I mean? It's just not something I think about. I'm too happy doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm thrilled that we can make people happy. So it's
great.
Cool.
As a family man now, how do you find the touring lifestyle and the compared to your responsibilities back home? Does your wife make you take out the garbage, or do you get a pass now for being
I gotta do everything. I take out the garbage. Yeah, you know.
And do the kids like what Dad does?
Yeah, they like what I do. They actually, in the U.S., they travel with me.
That's great.
So they're around us, you know, and they know it. They like the music. They, you know, big fans of metal. Yeah, they like early Metallica.
He didn't mean anything by that.
They like we make sure they like early Metallica, but Pantera. You know what I mean?
All the classics.
Yeah, they're into that. You know what I mean? They like Megadeth. My wife likes me, big fan of Megadeth, big Slayer fan. You know what I mean?
You'd hope she.
But then on top of that, you know, we let them listen to what they want to listen to. We're not going to sit there and say, "Oh, you got to listen to metal." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my wife's a big country fan, so she exposes them to me and country.
So your children would rebel by listening to Britney Spears, not listening to the most extreme heavy metal possible.
I don't know how they would rebel now, you know what I mean?
Whereas kids in the 80s would rebel by listening to Slayer.
I don't know how they would rebel. You know, that's a good question, because the time is different now.
It is.
The technology is different, so I don't know how they would rebel.
How does Slayer view technology in relation to its music? Downloading is obviously...
It doesn't... technology, it doesn't change what this band has always been about.
Yeah.
Dude, go make a copy for me.
I first heard Slayer on a third generation copy. I'll give you the $2 if you need it back. But I don't think I paid for a Slayer record all through high school because we were taping.
And you know what? It's no different today.
And does
the technology has made it easier. No, it doesn't bother me. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
That's true.
You know, I'm like, what are you going to do? The only thing I can do is say, hey, listen, we have a new record coming out. It's going to be out at the end of this month. Please buy it because it's fucking awesome.
We will be selling.
That's about all I can say.
We will be selling a lot of those Utopia records. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.
I think everyone's looking forward to seeing you guys. And one final question I think I have to ask. The decision to play Rain in Blood in its entirety in the live setting, is that a nod towards nostalgia, or was that just the demand there that the fans wanted it?
It was a demand. It was actually, you know, because we haven't done that in a while. And, you know, when we finished that tour, we said, man, we ain't going to do that ever. And then you get a phone call saying, well, you know, this guy says he'd really like if you come if you could play that. We're like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So it was like a request. And we're like, sure, we can do that.
And how is it going through the full 29 minutes straight on stage?
I don't know. That's going to be our last show here in Sydney.
At the Big Top?
Right. That's going to be our last show in Sydney. So that'll be after a good 5-6 shows. I'm hoping it'll be pretty tight.
I'm sure it will.
I'm hoping it'll be tight.
Tom, once again, thank you for your time.
Thank you
for being part of Utopia Records' inaugural online podcast.
Thank you.